goods. Thank you, Your Excellency. You see, I told you I was innocent.
I'm not so sure. You could have easily planned.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, there's nothing to suggest he had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left some evidence of it.
But...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As agreed.
Apology.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue. All brawn and no brains coming to me with your crazy conspiracies. Lay off me next time, got it?
Sir, I am afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rates, there will also be a fine, the amount of which...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by the principle of clear and consistent rewards and punishments. Just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more serious allegations leveled at you, but this does not exempt you from bearing the consequences of your mistakes.
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryo Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. I know, that's a lot.
Not at all, Your Excellency. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open mind.
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give... I'm going to take these items back to the Sang... Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of INAZUMA. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you. It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in Sangonomiya. It was close to the Statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognized the Shogun's existence. But after she struck down our protector deity, relations between Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let...
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself, okay? All of our
Thanks for your concern, but...
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, if we reconcile with them, the god who once protected us will have died in vain.
Come on, it's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should be grateful to be at...
I know, it's just... We should remain strong in these negotiations. We mustn't be too ready to compromise.
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully, and be sure to...
Wonderful. We're all counting on you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency? Well, I'll be fancy meeting you at a place like do you know? My daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. If she makes it into Sangonomiya, I'll be one very happy mother. You're a kind and gracious... I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from Her Excellency directly, she must make the most of it. I mean, just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so mature and...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Ah, Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year.
Your Excellency, isn't this the captain of Swordfish too? Will he—
Your Excellency!
Please, remain calm, everyone. I'll get around to all your though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Then I can respond to each one at... Are you alright? This kind of thing is water off a duck's back.
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items.
Oh, we retrieved those already.
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your meeting today on the development of the textiles industry.
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're
I see. Oh, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the entrance to Sangonomiya Shrine. And then we'll go and make preparations for the victory feast. Yay! The victory feast! Just to be clear... That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi Island specialties, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. Great! Isn't here yet. That's weird. She doesn't seem like... How is she still not here? Do you think she could be in trouble? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
So strange. Guess we should just call...
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, Her Excellency has made special provisions for such a scenario in her let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward until... The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, only when the visitor in question is of the... As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times. I'm sure...
Kokomi really does think of everything. All right, let's find the place she wrote about... Are you sure this is the right place? Feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look. Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for... It's you. I apologize. I'm not feeling my usual self today. You got sick? We'll go find a doctor right away! No, it's nothing like that. energy is completely spent.
You run on energy? You mean you're like a ruin card?
No, it's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't always be the You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the... To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on military strategy and perhaps become an advisor. Constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. It's such hard work. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, while also commanding their respect. But because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the divine priestess, sooner or later. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose myself in a book and relax for a while. Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory feast to someone else. I have to make a speech tonight, and I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something could be wrong. This peace was hard-won.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. If only there was some way I could listen to a good read on military strategy. I was reading a book last time I was here, but I only got about half.
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out to you to help
you do that for me. I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa, look at all. So does Kokomi make time to deal with these? Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement. Consolidated Annual Report on Fishing Production. This is a lot of work for one person. And it's on top of all the directives she has to write and the people she has to... Let's track down that book and help her feel like herself again. Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted? Swordfish Captain came back today. Energy plus...
That's just, Give it here!
Guess that was the wrong one. It's gotta be this one, right? Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the other books have one. Ooh, it's pretty dead. Well, let's take it over and read it. Kokomi, is this the book you wanted?
I'm not sure, actually. Could you read a bit out loud?
Yes. Kokomi? Oh no, she's fallen asleep. Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. You sure that's a good She does look pretty exhausted. Guess there's still some time to go too.
Avoid disaster. Protect peace at all costs. The war is over. Did you sleep? What time is it? Did I fall asleep?
Yep, you've been out for ages.
I can't believe it got so late. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there. Should be enough to see me through the peace talks. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light the bonfire.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy! Good to have you back.
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick speech before the
Oh, how much energy will that take? Do you think you've got enough?
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual.
That's great! We'll be rooting for you.
Welcome, everyone! Today is the day that we celebrate our victory. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the INAZUMA of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou Commission for peace talks. I give you my word that I will strive for peace for Watatsumi Island once and for all. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only through those efforts that we have been able to prevail in this trying war. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. I hope all of you get to relax and enjoy our hard-won victory. Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. So people tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. Could I ask you to go around and see? I still have no further leads regarding the issue of potential, and I'm concerned that something might happen at tomorrow's peace talks.
Okay, sure.
Watatsumi Island is finally at peace. Recently, well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back out on the ocean to during the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish and shrimp we could get our hands on. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but there was just nothing I could do. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long, trying. I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish. It's freshly caught, so it's a bit, fishy. But it's fine.
Oh, no.
Ah, come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight. Her Excellency always teaches us to repay kindness with gratitude.
Okay, well, thanks. Come on, let's go talk to some others.
Hey there! Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue. Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui? I've heard rumors, but nothing too detailed. It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the same feeling. See that guy over there? He's been acting strange these days. Always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He scared the heck out of me a few times. It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. Yeah, I really hope we don't go making... Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information. If you still have questions...
Sounds promising. Let's go see what...
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish too, right? You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a run for it.
Nuh-uh. We would never...
Is that so? All anyone talks about... Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. I'll answer your questions, but only if you could...
This guy. Would it kill him to just have a normal conversation? What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
What's... You're a strong fighter. No wonder Her Excellency chose you. You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain, comrade, will you join us? We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick! You're telling... What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the Tenryou Commission!
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping. Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future... What's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden We are the Resistance. Everything hinges on our warrior's will. We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun. But we can put faith in ourselves. Surely you agree with that.
His point does kinda make sense. But yeah, everything you said just now was pure Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for? All because of some imaginary situation that may not even...
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. What would you... For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? We were all in. Now they're suddenly trying to tell us that none of it matters. You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person. But how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the faces of the friends we lost in battle? Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission and never forgive the Vision Hunt Decree. I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sangonomiya if you...
Too late? What do you mean? Darn. Doesn't seem like he's... What are we gonna do? This is really serious. Things. The whole thing about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They made it all up. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling. I think I understand what Kozin means when he says it's too late. The talks don't begin until tomorrow. But both sides have already sent their guards to the location. I highly suspect that one of Kozin's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the...
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to head over?
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team of guards to a neutral negotiation site it would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryou Commission's guard, not to mention that we have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot. If we change the guard in haste, we face the issue of...
Sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever happens, let's meet here again tomorrow.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come...
talks are upon us. How do you feel? Here. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure. But I thought about it carefully. I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt with...
Whoa. Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinated... Wow. There are so many! But you've thought of a solution to...
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional. It is a major step forward, both for what... But any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the hard... As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is excellent. Been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on the battlefield.
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. He's here to bear witness to the proceed. He experienced the war between us firsthand, and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have today. I couldn't think of a more...
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight into it. The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami water. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their...
That's fine, but if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by...
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our...
Negotiations seem to be going...
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi. And the same has been true for your people. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in inter-island commerce. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee trade between...
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed. We cannot give the Yashiro Commission full authority.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro Commission organize everything centrally would work in your favor.
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction...
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term, at least.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it.
The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just... Comrades, never trust the Kujo! Let's get them! Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
The last one. But hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu. Situation has changed. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns. But I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, there'd be nothing to lose.
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. Then we'd see how it went. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation. How anyone from
That's enough! When we return, there will be consequences. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? Have you completely forgotten what they did to us? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever, let alone So...
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score for their boss.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want one day, I will hunt them down. We bear responsibility for my sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please.
But of course, Madam Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve this situation. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing Watatsumi Island's forces.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as the Tenryou Commission... As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure both sides have ample participation in the final arrangement.
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now. These
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is... I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation into the Tenryou Commission's internal...
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with you. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Excellency, you...
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental, and the end certainly did not justify your...
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means I have to pay the...
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows, and in the end, there was a glorious victory. For you, perhaps the experience, that you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each day. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water and don't need you. I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours alone. It was largely an oversight on my part. It taught you to nurture a warrior's will.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours. Our selfishness. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare... that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned, the training will be grueling. Perseverance and grit will be in high demand.
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but it is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace. But we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well, I invite you to embark on the most challenging... I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination. And if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training. Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll report to General Goro.
I think that's finally everything. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Meet you back at the hideout for some rest? Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored on Watatsumi Island. Recovering. Slowly, but surely. I should be raring to go before too long. Today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I've improved, but I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so? To be honest, in the past, I was concerned only with winning the war, but I realized now that wasn't going far enough. People have all kinds of... I have a long way to go. But that's okay. If I can't make the... In short, I've still got some maturing to do.